Talk365TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by BodyRenu with wellness team expert Dr. Brian Rodgers.
Hey everybody, I'm Holly Love and welcome to our Talking Wellness series. Today I am super excited to announce that we are back with one of our OG wellness team members, Dr. Brian Rodgers from BodyRenu. Hi, Dr. Rodgers.
Hey Holly, how are you doing?
We are doing so good and we are so excited to be here because you've had a lot going on since we've seen you last. You are in a beautiful brand new location here in Bountiful, Utah. You have new products, new procedures that you offer. You have a new team of specialists here at BodyRenu. We are definitely going to be talking about bioidentical hormone pellet therapy, which is how I came to meet you 5 years ago. But before we get to it, let's talk about everything that's been going on since we saw you last.
Okay. Well, we do a lot of things here at BodyRenu. First and foremost, we do functional medicine. That's looking at the root cause of disease and trying to find out specifically for each individual patient why things are not working so well with their health. We can help with their gut, with stress, adrenal glands, thyroid, hormones. We also can do Botox and fillers. We have that going on. We have a great new machine called SoftWave that treats pain. It treats erectile dysfunction. It also treats vaginal dysfunction. We have a cool machine called the Morpheus 8. It does fine needling with radio frequency that helps build collagen underneath the skin, can treat wrinkles, the stuff in the neck that people don't like getting, cellulite, and other things. So we've got a lot going on here.
You guys really have become a leader in anti-aging and regenerative medicine.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, I want to dive in on bioidentical hormone pellet therapy because that's something that you've specialized in, and you are one of the only ones in the state that offers this type of bioidentical hormone therapy. So let's start out with, what are some of the reasons that people have the pellet therapy and why do they come in and need it?
Well, as we age, our hormone levels go down. And the hormone pellets are testosterone and estrogen. And so as our testosterone or estrogen levels go down, we may have increased brain fog. Well, signs of this are we may not remember where we parked our car, we may not know where our car keys are, or we are looking for our phone. We might forget names of people we should know their names, like our children or our friends. We may have lack of motivation, sometimes increased depression. We'll have fatigue and tiredness. We'll lose muscle mass, we'll lose strength. It's harder to get up out of a chair or harder to get out of our car. We'll increase our fat mass. We'll lose sexual function or desire. We'll also have insomnia. All these are signs of lowering hormone levels.
Well, for me, I started noticing in my early 20s that I was having night sweats and panic attacks. And so my first round of doctors threw me on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, which only made things worse because that wasn't the problem. Then I found doctors that were doing creams and pills at a compounding pharmacy, and that did help. But it wasn't until I found the pellets, which was key for me. Let's dive in and talk about what this is, why you want the pellet versus all the other stuff out there.
Well, first of all, the most important thing with hormones is you want to balance hormones. Not just the sex hormones, but thyroid, adrenal, and all the hormones. And you want kind of a smooth, steady state so that they're balanced. You feel better, that anxiety siren goes away when all the hormones are balanced. So it's really important that we do laboratory testing, get a good health history, but we balance those hormones. When you use pills, you have good hours and bad hours. When you use gels and creams, you have good hours and bad hours. When you use shots, you have good days and bad days. With the hormone pellets, they last for months. So your levels stay great for a long time. When your hormone level starts to drop, you insert more hormone pellets, those pellets completely dissolve, so there's nothing to take out later. And it keeps you on a good, even keel. It keeps your hormone levels balanced.
And your body only absorbs what it needs.
Absolutely.
As you're going through the 3 months, 4 months, guys can go a little bit longer in between their treatments,
Well,
typically.
Typically women are every 3 to 4 months, men are every 5 to 6 months. However, men or women could be anywhere from that 3 to 6 months.
Now, how often do you need to have the blood work done to test and see?
Obviously, we check the blood work before we do any hormone therapy just to make sure that that's the problem. I don't want to treat a problem that's not there.
Of course.
And we check that, and then about 5 weeks after the hormone pellets are inserted, we check the labs again to make sure everything's balanced and safe. Then if everything's doing good, we typically check once a year. If there are problems, if things are too high or too low, obviously we'll check labs again to make sure everything is okay.
How much is the thyroid and your adrenal fatigue play a part in hormone problems?
Oh, it's essential. You have to look at the thyroid. You have to pay attention to the adrenals if you're going to do hormone therapy. One good thing, because of how our body works, if we have enough estrogen, testosterone, it often supports the adrenals. But sometimes you do need to do additional adrenal treatment with this.
Is it pretty common for someone who has a low thyroid to then be someone who could be suffering with hormone imbalance?
To be quite honest, with all the toxins we have in our environment, I'm seeing far more and more thyroid problems than I did when I first started practicing medicine. We're seeing more pollution in the air, more in the water, but the biggest toxin that we're seeing in the last several years is stress. More stress and anxiety, it's a toxin, it messes with our hormone function, especially our thyroids.
What I love about what you do here along the lines of thyroid as well is Hashimoto's is such a term that nobody could even say, let alone knew what it meant. So it goes right along with what you're saying. In the last few years, more and more people are finding that this has been their problem, and that's something you specialize in here as well, and it contributes to the hormone imbalance.
We deal with our functional medicine programs. We can deal with Hashimoto's and other autoimmune diseases, other inflammatory diseases, and yeah, absolutely, you got to look for the root cause. Often those diseases start in the gut, and we have to fix the gut, reduce the inflammation, regulate the immune system, and help these people out, absolutely.
Which is a lot of what people experience when they come here, because you do a plan that is directed by you, and then you implement health coaches and a whole process of getting well that includes supplements, medical diets. How does that work for someone coming in from the holistic approach?
Okay, if we're working on our functional medicine beyond hormone replacement, what they would do is come in and they would have a consult with me, and we'd discuss their health history. We have a test to kind of tell me how sick or well they are. So many people go into the physician's office, they feel horrible, but they look like they're young and healthy and there's nothing wrong. You looked that way when you first saw me, but there was a lot wrong.
Right.
We fixed it.
You knew the truth pretty quick.
Exactly. And so we've got a test that tells us this person's got something more going on that we need to help. And we order some laboratory tests, and then they come back and we make a treatment plan. We focus in on what their problems are. It's a very individualized plan. And yes, I design the plan, the health coach drives the plan. We use medical foods, we use supplements, we use lifestyle changes, exercise, diet, all kinds of things, not just to help them during the time that they're here in my office, but make changes for life so that they have health for life. For example, I have patients I see that have anxiety. Anxiety is so prevalent right now. And I have a supplement that is really good for a certain type of anxiety. I have a patient last week who just said, hey, this works way better than my Xanax.
Wow.
And it doesn't make them sleepy
A natural
or groggy.
supplement.
Natural.
One more thing before we go, I want to talk about guys, because I am most excited about this round that we are going to be doing some coverage, because this is going to be our producer Andy's turn to get followed on his journey to bioidentical hormone therapy. Now, I know that he needs this. I don't know his blood work, but I know from how tired he is. And here's the thing about dudes. You guys are so good at just keeping it together and trudging along. And it's for guys, it's usually a nice slow slide. And so it's almost like they don't notice, whereas females, we're so used to constant fluctuation. And we're also very used to talking about it because we have lots of doctor appointments that address
Us guys don't talk about it.
No, it's not really welcome. And so for guys, I mean, if you are just not feeling like yourself, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're someone who is a self-starter normally, and you're all of a sudden feeling like, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. Honestly, get in here and get your hormone consultation, get your blood work done, have this chat with him, because you will have a new life. It will blow your mind how quickly you will feel the change. Now, let's talk about the advantages, because we're talking preventative medicine here. If you need one more excuse, let's talk about what this does to prevent in the whole anti-aging side of things.
Well, the prevention, this can reduces your risk for Alzheimer's disease, osteoporosis. It reduces your risk for heart disease and stroke. It helps reduce diabetes. The higher your blood sugar is, the lower your testosterone level is, and vice versa. It helps with skin. There's estrogen in wrinkle creams, but you don't need those types of creams if you're doing the hormone replacement therapy. It does so many things in preventing.
So basically when you age and you start losing all of this good stuff that makes you feel great, you start becoming more susceptible to those types of diseases. You have me at Alzheimer's because I don't think anybody wants to be faced with that, and I know osteoporosis, if it runs in your family, you want to be looking into it. Moral being, at the end of the day, beyond feeling great, you know you're doing something good for your body. It's like a vitamin. It's like taking a preventative vitamin for the future. Again, going back to that anti-aging and regenerative medicine, how amazing it is and the advancements and how far you guys have come. It's so incredible. Now, for a limited time, if you mention Talk365TV and you sign up for a hormone consultation, you will get 50% off the consultation, which is huge. So let's talk about what that process is and what it's going to take for them to get in here.
Well, they either need to give us a telephone call or look at our website and talk to our receptionist. They will get you all scheduled. You'll sit down with me and we'll meet for about a half hour and decide what labs we need to order. Then we'll make another appointment to talk about those labs and talk about a treatment program.
Now, new location. Let's talk about where you're at.
Yes, we're here in Bonneville on 400 North, just across from the South Davis Rec Center.
Well, Dr. Rodgers, I am just so excited to be back here with you and follow Andy along his journey. I can't wait to see how producer Andy does. But in the meantime, let's start with the bioidentical hormone pellet therapy. Get in here for your hormone consultation. Dr. Rodgers, thank you so much again for your time.
Oh, it's been a pleasure having you here.
Everybody, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Talk365 TV right after this.